Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my seminar proposal. My name is Muhammad Hafiz, NIM 322010135, class B Morning Semester 3. I will explain the proposal seminar material. The effect of teaching report text in reading comprehension took listen reading discourse LRD strategi at SMA 2 Kota Baru kelas 11 IPA. Background of the problem. The teacher explained that their difficulty in learning English come from student that is learning about reading. And the student always difficult to memorize the contents of text. For example, learning report text will teacher explain the material students understand, but after the teacher get finished explain it, the students still confused with the material. Lack of vocabulary because English seldom to use in detail activities student in there. Students said that lazy to learning more about English because English is difficult to understand and the word and pronunciation English is more different. And the student lazy to read dictionary because bored. And the less difficult to understanding of the text, the student confuse the specifics, where is narrative text or report text or descriptive text. Limitation of the problem about reading compensation of the context is the score of the listen read discussing strategy. Better the elimination of these studies is about the use listen read discuss strategy in order to get understanding to the student for student to learning reading. The researchers will use experiment class and control class. Then the researchers compare the results of the pretest and portraits that giving because and the last meeting. Review of related literature of natural of reading. Robert Karin. Difference that reading is thinking process introducing the idea of the authors. Component of reading: phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary development, reading fluence, reading comprehension strategies. The context of LRD strategy. Benefit of LRD strategy. LRD is powerful tool of again strolling read in classroom difficult since the content is initially covered oral. Student unable to read the entire text on their own are able to gain a learning of surface level of understanding about the reading. To students lacking prior knowledge about the content grade it during the listening stage, allowing them to more easily comprehend the text during the reading stage. Step in the LRD. 1. Review the reading collection and prepare a brief, organized overview that point of the basic structure of the material, relevant background information, important information to look for and generate interest in the topic. 2. Present the summary orally to students. 3. Have students read the textbook version of the same material. Students will then be empowered to reading material which they now have great familiarity, influenced prior knowledge, if you will. 4. Discuss. The material students have now heard and read. Repeat 4. Begin the decisions with the information and ideas students were directed to look for. Hypothesis. From the above statement can be made the hypothesis that HO no significant effect to student learning reading comprehension using a stack report LRD strategy in high school 02 Neo Quarter 11 IPA. Hey, there is a significant influence on student learning reading comprehension using a stack report LRD strategy in high school 02 Neo Quarter 11 IPA. Experimental design. In his research, the researcher has conducted an experimental design research. An experimental is defined as James Brown, a situation in which one observes the relationship between two variables by deliberately producing a change in one and looking to see whether this alteration produces a change in the other. Experimental class. An experimental class is the class in a scientific experimental where the experimental product is the performance. This class is exposed to the independent variable being tested and the change observed and recounted. Control class. A control class is a class separated from the rest of the experimental wherein independent variable being tested cannot influence the results. This isolates the independent variable effect on the experimental and can help rule of alternate explanation of the experimental rules. Thanks for your attention. Pause the posters given the experimental class and class control that is given determine the ability of the student in the English vocabulary. Further given the class and get control experimental after treatment referred to it. Experimental class instruct LRD strategy of control class without going to LRD strategy. Structuring of understanding student to reading English can be calculated by using this strategy. Thank you.